Alright. So this guy's for you. You're going to see everything that I see.
Okay.
The orange that we're looking at, that's just my camera. Here in a minute, we're going to pop it out. A few things to pay attention to. Obviously, where it says 4 foot 1 inch, the sewer line we will be. Now where it says positive 33, 35, that's the slope of the sewer. When we're going downstream on a sewer line, you always want this number to be orange and negative, because you want to maintain a negative grade, because water does go down.
Sure.
If you have any questions along the way, just feel free to ask.
Okay.
So the green pipe that we see on the riser right here, on the clean out, that's called SDR. It's a plastic pipe, very similar to PVC. So PVC right here, the white pipe. The green pipe is the SDR. Which, at the end of the day, it's just PVC, a different color.
Oh, gotcha.
So here's where the PVC repair is ending, and we're going back to the original clay. So these are some tree root intrusions that are on the sides of the pipe. You see, like, how it's kind of like that, like, little white joint, that lip?
Yeah.
Every 4 to 6 feet in clay, you're going to see those, and that's where the joints meet. And it's very easy for those roots to just get through there.
Sure.
That's very common that you see roots through there. So we got some more right here.
You're going towards the house?
No, we're going out towards the...
Oh, okay. I thought that one went to the house, that one went
It's very misleading. So the one that's closest to
Oh.
home, always going to go to city access. The one that's furthest from your home, always going to go into the home.
Interesting. How are their roots?
I mean, you got those guys. You got an old stump. So, I mean, roots, they travel a long ways through underground
Sure.
to penetrate the sewer. So as long as you're flushing, solids or water, the tree roots, they're feeding on your fertilizer. So those roots are nice and healthy. It's good for the root, but it's bad for you in this case.
Right.
Because essentially how the roots get into the pipe, they wrap themselves around and then they start putting pressure to break through.
Sure.
So you can't see on the outside of the pipe, but you can imagine they're wrapped around. So they're just putting more and more pressure, and eventually it's going to break the pipe.
Got it. Okay.
Here's another clay joint. This one we're starting to separate a little bit. So what will happen, you kind of see how there's a little bit of water right there?
Yeah.
So where that separation is, water is going to sit in between that pocket, and it's just sitting on dirt and soil. And it's going to push the soil down, and that will support the pipe. So the pipe's going to drop.
Yeah.
Another root at the top, which is kind of hanging right there in the middle. Just a tiny root though. Got another glob of tree roots on the side. Some more right there.
It doesn't really look like there's breaks, though.
I don't see any breaks. I mean, technically,
Yeah.
you have breaks because anytime there's roots, the roots break through the pipe.
Yeah.
But like a full-on collapse, you don't have that.
Okay.
I mean, the way that you can treat these roots, from what I've seen so far, it's a one-day process. It's what's called hydrojetting.
Okay.
You bring a big trailer with a hose, and you put it through these cleanouts, and it shoots high-pressurized water, and it will cut those roots out completely. That's honestly all that needs to be done right here.
What does that run?
It's $2,500.
2,500? Okay.
But it's backed with a 1-year warranty. So if in a year, if you notice, hey, the plumbing's backing up, we'll come out and we'll jet it to unclog the pipe again, and we'll see, are those roots growing? Are they causing more damage?
Sure.
What the case is. So now you notice the trees are getting very sharp. Recently, we're heading to your city connection. This is where your pipe is going to meet the city of Denver's. A little bit of a separation right there. It's strange. So there's your city pipe, and then when we pull up right there, that is where your line meets the city. So going from here to the city, your pipe is 64 foot in length.
Okay.
So any questions?
I don't think so.
Alrighty. I know it's not fun to stare at a poop pipe.
Well, it's hard to see because of the sun.
Oh,
too.
is it? I'm sorry.
Oh, not your fault. I'm making out most of this, whatever I'm looking at, so.
View it sideways.
Is this recorded?
It is recording, so we store it on the file for you. So if we do the jetting, we'll do another one after we do the jetting.
Yeah.
And so we compare the two.
Sure.
We show the before and the after of the cleaning.
So is the jetting just so powerful it gets the tree roots?
It is. Picture a car wash for the sewer line. It's one of those big pressure hoses.
Sure.
That water is about 4,000 pressure PSI.
Uh-huh.
So it's designed to just fully cut out the root.
Isn't there like a metal?
A rotor-rooter?
Yeah.
Yes, so we do have a rotor-rooter blade. The problem with the rotor-rooter, it kind of follows the same path of my camera, just laying at the bottom of the pipe. So like right here, for instance, if you can see, at 32 almost, we got some roots on the side. With that blade laying at the bottom of the pipe, just going at one speed, it's not designed to stop and spin and cut out the root. Whereas the jetter, we push it up directly to the joint, and then we kick on the water, and then we trim it completely. We shut the water down, make sure we got it, and then we go to the next one.
Why don't you get a bigger blade then?
We have bigger ones, but they still don't scrape it completely. Now, like, let's say if you had the whole pipe, all 4 inches of it covered with tree roots, that big blade, it will cut through it to allow the water to drain. Yeah. So we're in the PVC pipe again.
Does the PVC pipe look intact?
It does. There's no issues with it.
Okay. Because I had the company that did the work when I bought the house. They came out and they warranty their work.
That's good.
Which makes sense. But they're like, well, you have things going on, but it's like, it's not our stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, how would I know what your stuff is and what was existing?
Right.
So it's good to hear feedback.
Yeah, the work was great.
Okay.
So we're leaving the PVC. We're going back to the original clay towards the home this time. We got a root hanging right there in our way. We're going into the house. The way that you can tell, you kind of see the cutout on the right of the pipe, like a hole. That's going to be, do you have a toilet in your basement?
No.
No. It's going to be one of the fixtures from upstairs tying in together under the foundation.
Interesting. I don't have any plumbing downstairs, not even a drain.
Not even a drain. Okay. Got a little bit of a separation right there. So now we're climbing up. You see the degree? So we're climbing up the pipe on the wall.
Yeah.
So if you were to flush the toilet, it would dump it on your ass.
Gotcha.
So that's your sewer line, ma'am.
Sweet.
Think of it as like a colonoscopy for your house.
Right.
And that guy, that's just a tiny little root. The ones that I would address are, I mean, we'll clean them all out with the jetter.
Yeah.
But the main focus would be those big ones that are hanging on the side. When you flush toilet tissue and stuff, they can get stuck on the side.
Sure.
And that can form a blockage. So I'd recommend getting the jetting done.
What about food waste down the garbage disposal?
I try to avoid it. Let's start here. What do you put down the disposal?
I mean, very small food scraps. I was sending all green vegetables down there.
Okay.
And then that did not work out because it was like 20 foot. It clogged after 20 feet because I put so much down there.
Okay.
But it's like, well, in the summer, then I don't have to take the trash out as much. Not realizing, like, don't do that. And it was like broccoli and like green leafy, like beet leaves or something.
Gotcha.
So it clogged it, so I had to pay someone to clear it. Because I mean, garbage disposal is what it is. It felt like, so.
So, I mean,
Do you ever see fat built up?
every day.
How does that, did you see any indications of that?
No.
Okay.
But what happens with the disposal is you blend like all these vegetable and food scraps into like a paste, if you will.
Yeah.
And they get discharged down the line, and once the water leaves, because it's lighter, and you have all that paste stuck, it gets stuck on the sides of the pipe, and it solidifies.
Sure.
So it forms a blockage.
Yeah.
And like how you said, you had someone out to clear it.
Yeah.
So I avoid it. Personally, I don't have a disposal at my house. But if you're gonna use one, very minimal. Just rinse the bare minimum stuff on the plate.
Sure.
Like coffee grounds, if you need to take that, I can.
It's a spam call.
Like coffee grounds, eggshells, try to avoid that because you're just asking for trouble.
Sure. Eggshells, really?
Yep. Reason being, because when the disposer blitz them up, it turns to like a very fine, like paste, almost like toothpaste consistency, and it adheres to the outside of the pipe, and it dries, and then it gets like kind of swells up. It's
okay, so that's eggshells and coffee grounds.
Yep.
I don't put coffee grounds is like just a rinse after I try to throw it all out.
Gotcha.
Cool. Awesome.
I mean, as far as like your sewer line having breaks, needing to be excavated and repaired, no.
Okay.
I mean, as long as I think if you just do the jetting and fully clean the entirety of the system out, you're gonna be fine for a while.
Okay. What's a while? Like a couple years?
3 to 5 years.
Okay. Yeah, the guy, there was I called tipping hat.
Okay.
Because, I got the inspection and they said, hey, you have some breaks. That green flag's your first one. And so, of course, oh shit. And so, I don't know how I got tipping hats. I don't know. Not a clue. But anyway, he came out and then didn't show me the video, didn't do anything, and was like, talking about payment plans. And I'm like, I don't even know what you found or didn't find. Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, $370 a month, like, over the course of, 5 years or whatever. And I'm like, well, one, I don't care about payment plans. I want to know what the entire cost is. And he's like, $10,400 to do the whole line. And I'm like, can't you just do sections? And he said, not in Denver.
No, so that's...
Right.
What you can't do in Denver, it's what's called pipe bursting. Do you know what that is?
Is it the blue resin, felt?
No, you can actually do that in Denver now. The stuff you can't do in Denver, so that break that you have right there at that green flag, the way that you would fix it, you would dig a hole with a tractor right there, and you go into the alley and dig another hole, and pipe bursting, picture a hydraulic cable that is sent through the clay pipe, and you use the hydraulics and you blow that old one out, and then you pull in one big piece of PVC and it's placed.
Oh.
So you can't do that. But you having these cleanouts, you can do the felt. You can line the whole sewer. If you clean it, you can line the whole sewer right now. I mean, that's fine.
What does that cost? That felt stuff. What does that cost?
It's very expensive.
Okay. I watched a video on it.
Like $20,000.
Okay, cool.
Like without even touching length, average 80 foot, you're looking like 19 to 20.
Why wouldn't they just replace the line at that point? I mean, I guess it is. But it sounds like it's even more expensive than replacing the line.
It depends. I mean, if you're going to do a full excavation with us, you're looking right around 20,000, like 18 to 20.
Got it.
Granted, we aren't the cheapest.
Right.
Where we back ourselves is with the warranty.
Yeah.
And if you do a full line like that, it's a lifetime and it's transferable.
Cool.
If you do any sort of partial repair with us, it's a 15-year warranty.
Got it. Cool. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
It's very reassuring that it's